issue in this country right now is we live in different realities.
That's right.
I live in a reality where I know I do not have the same opportunity as you. I know I don't.
And you know
and
that
I know
too.
West Scott.
People still saying that in 2025?
You know that.
Let me just tell you about me.
I'm gonna let you finish, but I want to answer this.
I'm not talking about how you feel. I'm talking about how I feel. Me, a black woman in this country.
But not in this city.
And I will run. And if you want
Look,
me
I'm a
to,
New Yorker, not in
I
this
will
city.
run
You
the
cannot say that.
facts.
You can't say that in this city.
But you got the privilege to shake your butt all on the internet and in the streets. Okay.
I'm not talking about New York. I'm talking about Ashley
let her finish.
right here. I got a law degree, a master's, and 2 bachelors. Probably more education than all of y'all added up together at this table,
Fine
right?
by me.
And I have always been the least paid person on payroll at every institution I have worked in. And it's not
Even
because
in the White House?
Maybe you're not really qualified.
even in the White House.
Well, whose fault is that? I don't think you worked for George W. or Trump.
Well, guess what happened when I was there? DEI.
Scott.
Look,
I'm head Scott.
Look,
No,
you're my friend. I respect you tremendously. I think you're probably the smartest operative in the Democratic Party, and they should listen to you more. That's number one. Number two, you and I share a comparable background. We're both from the Midwest. We both come from middle-class families, lower middle-class families maybe. I actually think we share a lot of similarities in our journey. But I think you made it, and you are the most respected voice often at every room or every table you're in.
Exactly.
Not because of anything other than your talent and your work ethic. And that's all anybody ever is asking for, is for people with talent and work ethic to make it. And that's what I see in you. That's
You know how many black chicks that talk exactly how she talks and they're not at that table? They're not on CNN. They're not getting millions of views. Come on, man.
how I see you.
But let me tell you something about my story and my family's story is that we have faced discrimination. I have faced discrimination. I just said I was the least paid person, even in this moment sometimes, to my counterparts. It is just the reality of the country we live in. And I'm not saying, I do believe I'm qualified. I know I'm qualified. You won't ever tell me I'm not qualified. But the system that I live in doesn't matter about my qualifications.
I don't agree
about?
because
when 2025.
The rhetoric that you spit out right now is just it's disgusting for people that's moving. You only trying to get clicks and views, man. That's why I can't stand stuff like this, because she knows she in a privileged position, but she don't want to stand on that.
I don't think we're there in 2025.
You can't don't
That's just not true. That's just not true.
There is a mountain of evidence that suggests that you are wrong. Okay, let's just
Again,
take Ashley.
I'm a New Yorker, so I'm jaded. I have the Attorney General as a black woman. The mayor's a black man. The head of the Senate is a black person.
New York is a small representation.
Well, small.
of the
New York is
United
not that
States
small.
of America.
Politics. Let me just talk.
One of the biggest cities in America, a lot of black representatives.
Talk about
Every judge I appear before is either a woman or a person of color.
Ashley just gave an anecdote, but the numbers also show black women are one of the most educated demographics in this country and one of the least paid. Why would that make any sense?
Why would that make any sense?
What?
And don't talk to me about the judges you stand before. Talk to
Why?
me about the
Whoa,
theory.
hold on.
Talk to me about the
But
world
it
in which
also-
we live in.
They're
And let's
ganging
look
on
at
The
how
United
we
States
live in.
Supreme Court. How could you say we're not going to look at that from the top to the bottom? And I'm talking about the legal
Okay, New
system
York is a more
that I live in.
progressive. And we just got a black woman.
Hold up. Let me.
We just got a black woman on the
Okay, but you had a black man from
You brought
the
up
70s.
You brought up the Supreme
Or
Court.
the 60s.
One.
Did you know, Arthur, that there are many
Hold on. What percentage?
Man with the green dress on, you need to worry about getting that lipstick off your teeth before you try and gang up on him, because you joining a bandwagon that does not make sense.
Does it represent the United States of America?
Why
So
is
why
it
does
so-
it matter?
but why
So
is
we
it
gotta go by
Guys,
numbers?
one at a
Why
time.
is
but
why
guys,
is it so
so
hard
we gotta-
for
we
you
can
to
only have
acknowledge
attorneys.
what she just said?
can
Why
only
is it
have
so
certain
hard
Why is it just
1% of
one?
justice.
Why
is
is
it
there only
so-
one Italian
No,
American?
but why is it so hard for you to acknowledge what she just said about black women being the most educated
I
and
did
the most
acknowledge it. I said
underpaid?
that's
And
not
you-
my experience.
Okay,
If that
but
was
we're
the case,
because
let's
you're
have
not a
more
black
black women on
woman.
this
No,
Right.
I'm a
But
New
New-
Yorker,
but
and that's
New
not
York
the
is
way
not
it is in New York.
representative of the rest
You're
of America.
correct.
That's
You
also
are
what
correct.
It's also the most diverse city in the country.
Well, that's exactly.
Like,
so of
why
course
wouldn't it
there's
be?
more
I think it's a
representation
little
in
more
women.
representative.
And Scott, I think if you really see, you said something very beautiful. This is your friend. You guys share a lot of the same values. You guys think alike. You guys are literally friends off air. You text, you have good conversations. There is the yes and in that. There is something that says to me that you know what she's saying is true. You think she's smart. You know that she's smart. She's more educated than mostly everyone at this table. And so what she's saying isn't a lie. What she's saying is a real life experience. And so why is it so hard to understand why something like diversity, equity, inclusion needs to be a part of what we do in a...
We're not in the 50s anymore. The country is merit-based, whether you want to believe it or not. The most qualified gets the job.
System that never even acknowledged a group of people, never saw us as a human commodity.
We're not
Just
in the 50s.
literally never noticed who we were. And now here we are years later asking for some simple rights, some simple civility.
Yeah.
She's asking to be paid like you get
About
paid.
70
She's
years.
asking to be acknowledged like you get acknowledged. And she knows that that is not the case because she is a black woman.
She had a high-ranking position in the
Hey,
White House of
dear
the United
friend,
States of America.
Dear friend,
she is
there
one of the
are-
most
dear-
celebrated political operatives
let's
in the
talk
country.
about, there's a
Do you know how
thousand-
hard I had to
do you
work
know-
to get that?
do you know
You know how many women don't get it?
How
we all
hard
have
do
to
you
work
know
hard.
how
Y'all all
hard the
had to
son
work
of a
to get through
garbage
law
man had to
school?
work at it? So I'm just telling you.
I'm not saying that, but
Talent and work
We're
ethic
not
are
saying,
everything.
we're
And that's
not,
why I think
it's
you're
not
here.
true. It's just not true.
So
It's just
look,
not true.
The other
What?
thing is the access to opportunity is. I know you don't want to think that that is true, but access to opportunity is
And
what
that's the word.
DEI is supposed to address. And not just when it comes to race, although race is important, but when it comes to women, when it comes to people with disabilities,
That's right,
when it
Fran.
comes to people from different socioeconomic brackets, from rural parts of the country.
I think that's
and
the
others.
biggest issue. There's different socioeconomic brackets
So now
more
we're
than
trying
race
to
and gender.
say, now we're trying to say that everything is equal just because I say it is, even though all the evidence.
Who said everything is equal?
Well, that's literally
said this
we're like
everything is
we're already living in a meritocratic society, is what Scott and his colleagues want to say, when that's actually factually not true.
do you not think
Actually, it's
everything
not
is
true.
But I
equal?
think it's
I don't
generally,
think everything-
I think
of
it's
course not.
generally
So then
true.
what? So I
No, y'all want everything to be equal, but it can't be.
okay,
But I think
okay,
I
okay,
think
then
it
let's
should.
talk.
It'll seek its own level. I don't think the government should be telling us
Arthur,
to seek
Okay,
its
but
own
but
level.
you
DEI is
literally
not
earlier
about. Hold on,
just said-
DEI is not about the government. Y'all are talking to private companies
Yes.
and telling them you can't
do
operate
it. It's
about
the
both.
way you
I
want to
think,
operate.
but Arthur,
But it
you
is
literally
about
just said, I don't think it will seek itself out because you literally just said human nature. That's how we operate.
That's
so
right.
sometimes,
Yes,
which is why the
I
civil
think
rights
it's more
movement
so-
was
I
so
think it's more
important.
socioeconomic
Because- and
than it is
this is why, like, when they
racial.
talk about like canceling the Department of Education, why they talk about the federal government. The reason why the federal government was so important, particularly for Black people to seek justice in this country, is because it was the one bastion of hope that people had when states took control and they had discriminatory practice laws.
Okay, but
the
that was a long
Supreme
time
Court.
ago now.
What? How long ago? Tell me how long ago was that?
I'm so glad that she's out of the White House.
How long ago was
Listen,
that?
we gotta go. We gotta go, but it was not that long ago.
I know.
It was,
It's
okay,
let
it was
him
not
tell
that long ago.
Yeah, it's
It was
so
in
long
Ashley's
ago.
father's lifetime. It was in my.
Ma'am, get the makeup off your teeth, first of all. Ashley Allison is a race baiter. I'm glad she's out of the White House. We don't need rhetoric like that. America is still very much merit-based. DEI does not bring in the best of the best. Now, if someone can prove themselves to be highly qualified for the job, cool, all fine for it. We are in 2025, and we talking about areas of like Target and man, you don't. How much merit base you gotta have to be a bag boy or to stock shelves? Stop it, man. The places where it matters at, we need to have the most qualified in the medical field, aviation, like engineering. Like, come on, when we talking about all this DEI, we not talking about just some. They just want DEI all over the place, but it's not. It's not helping the society. And that lady is a race baiter. For all these women to jump on these two guys up here is very disrespectful because they don't know the male experience when it comes down to what men have to go through to compete with each other. They just want to get it because they females. And we all know women get it a whole lot easier than guys. And that's a fact. These women are getting picked just because they pretty. A lot of them ain't up there just for their information. That's why Ashley Allison, she need to understand also, for her to even be up there, she needs to understand that she had to compete with her female counterparts because she ain't that pretty. So for her to make it up there meant something. It means something because she still has to outbeat the pretty one. So she don't realize how much work she had to put in because she basing it all off of her just being her ethnicity being Black. That makes no sense. No, ma'am, you had to compete with the prettier ones that are more built for television, built to be in the face of people. Like, just stop it. Stop it. So I'm not gonna lie, that rhetoric was very damaging. I don't like it. I don't want to just be given something just because I'm of a certain color. It don't feel good. That's just like somebody giving. That's just like a female giving you box because she feel bad for you. Is it gonna hit the same? It's gonna hit, but it ain't gonna hit the same. It's gonna make you feel bad. But let me know what y'all thought about that. Yeah, that's crazy, man. I definitely want to react to more political topics because I don't, like I said, I don't want to be giving anything, man. I want to try. I want to go hard. I want to get it because I earned it. Y'all like the video? Comment below. This is JayBReacts, and until next time, y'all. Peace.